to get your fix.
Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this glorious St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2022, and welcome to the show, whether that be on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, do me a favor, hit the like and hit the share. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. It would be much, much appreciated. Folks, it is St. Patty's Day. Ain't wearing no green. Don't have any green. So I had to bring the Aaron Rodgers jersey in here and the Brian Westbrook jersey as well in here. This was, both these were gifted to me. Actually, well, I don't know if they were gifted to me, but allowed to use as a part of, the ongoing show we got here, the sports show, the NFL show that we do every single day. So I had to bring these two in here to show a little, little lucky spirit for the Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I ain't going to put it on. Ain't happening. Just because, we fucking got shit on by the Eagles just a couple years ago in the NFC Championship game. And I definitely am not putting that on. It definitely crossed my mind. But I'm a Minnesota fucking Vikings fan, so I just can't allow myself to put that jersey on, even though I have grown to love this man more and more as we have got to see him on the via the Pat McAfee show and all that nonsense. But today is a glorious day, a day where we get to celebrate, get to have fun, and get to drink a lot of beer out there. Just remember, if you are going out, be safe, be smart, but get as drunk as you guys want, okay? Have a great, fantastic time. Before we get this show started, here's to you guys. Cheers. We got a little apple juice here in the building. Oh my God, that's cold. But today is, a celebration. But being that it's a celebration, being that it's a holiday, I think it's a holiday. It might be just a celebration, but that also means that the NFL doesn't sleep. It never sleeps. The last 3 days have been absolutely bonkers. New faces in new places, people getting released, people getting signed, people getting traded. The NFL is a complete circus of what the hell is going on. Today things have died down a little bit, but there's still some news to talk about, which we're going to dive into today via the show. So are you ready to get your fix? I don't know if it's this apple juice over here or if it's me just fucking getting cold, but it is pretty cold in here. We have a surprise guest that will be joining us in just a second. We'll wait till he gets here, but we're going to dive into a little bit of fuckery around the NFL. We'll get another take from a certain person who's about to walk through these lovely doors any second. The NFL is a fun time in the off-season, sometimes, some of the time. It's obviously people speculating that, this guy might end up here. And when it ultimately doesn't happen, people are pissed. But that might not be the case. The Browns have been linked to the Deshaun Watson carousel or sweepstakes, whatever you would like to say. In the fact that, Deshaun Watson, since he was, not proven guilty. Well, I guess not really proven guilty, but he didn't get charged on any criminal accounts. What does that mean? Well, that means he is ready to rock and roll in the NFL, ready to play, ready to do whatever it is he has to do, but he does not want to be a Houston Texan. So what does he do? Well, he's going to go and have a couple meetings with some certain teams around the NFL that just might want him on their organization, on their team. The Saints are one of them. They have been linked to have a massive plan in place to land Deshaun Watson. They have made a buttload of moves, folks, to get under the cap space, in which at one point they were over the cap space, or they had, I don't know how to word this, but they were fucking last in cap space. They were 70 million over the cap at one point. They needed to come down, and within a week, they are now in the middle bunch of cap space. They have plenty of cap to go out and potentially sign Deshaun Watson, and I would expect it to potentially be a real thing. But at the same time, I'd hold your horses on that, because the Carolina Panthers also have a massive deal in place. Christian McCaffrey has been linked to possibly going out of the building or getting out of the building. The Panthers say, look, you're a great fucking running back. We gave you an extension just not too long ago. But here's the thing. You get hurt way too damn much, okay? Well, last year we had to rely on Chuba Hubbard, who, by the way, played awesome, played phenomenal. Another kind of example of that happening in the past was when Melvin Gordon, now he didn't get injured. Okay, Melvin Gordon was with the Los Angeles Chargers just a couple years ago. He wasn't injured. He just said, you know what, I'm not going to play for you guys until you pay me my fucking money. So what happens? Well, Austin Eckler steps in and does a fantastic job. Melvin Gordon starts itching his back, itching his neck, like, oh no. Is this guy going to take my job? Finds a way to come back, and the organization says, fine, I'll play whatever you guys want to pay me, because I know I might just lose my fucking job. Well, at that point, it was too late, and I think this is the exact same scenario, in that the fact that Christian McCaffrey just is not reliable, never stays healthy. That gave Chuba Hubbard the opportunity to step up in a very, very good way, take over the new role of the starting running back situation in Carolina. But that also might not be the case, because the Panthers could still decide to stick with Christian McCaffrey and stick it out a little bit longer. But then an interesting one came around, the Atlanta Falcons, in which Deshaun Watson actually called them personally and said, hey, the Saints want me, the Panthers want me, the Bucks probably wanted me, but they got Tom Brady. Why the fuck don't you want me? You sticking with Matt Ryan, is that right? Okay, well, let me tell you something. I was your ball boy once a long time ago. I'm from Georgia. I don't know if Clemson's in Georgia. It probably is. But I would love to come home. And especially with dealing with all the nonsense that he's had to deal with just these past few months, this past year, you'd think he'd want to stay close to home in a place where he knows he can trust somebody close to him. And then another sleeper team walked in. The Cleveland Browns decided to take a little gander, if you will, at Deshaun Watson. It's kind of a surprise team. Were they really ready to rock and roll and bring in Deshaun Watson to that organization that hasn't really made that much noise other than the past couple years? Well, officially this morning, the Browns have been labeled as officially out of the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. And what does that mean for Baker, who, remember, released a lengthy message thanking Cleveland, thanking their fans, and pretty much saying whatever happens, happens. I love this organization. It will always be a part of Emily and my story. I will never forget this great city that we have here. Well, first off, the Browns are not 100% sold on Baker Mayfield. So that's why he probably released that message. Second off, Baker probably knows his time is up in Cleveland, even though I think there's some fans out there One of them being a guest host on the show every once in a while on Friday Football Talks. Logan Baumgart really likes Baker, wants to build around Baker because that's who they drafted, that's who they trusted this process with. He led them to a playoff victory. He sent the Browns from the shittiest team in the NFL to potentially a top 15, top 16 team in the NFL. So where does their relationship lie? Well, Baker Mayfield has come out and said, hey, I just don't think this is going to work out anymore. I want to request a trade. Interesting. Very interesting. Per Adam Schefter on Twitter, he said, Baker Mayfield just told ESPN, it's in the mutual interest of both sides for us to move on. The relationship is too far fine to mend. It's in the best interests of both sides to move on. Well, I'd hold the horses there, Baker, because I don't quite know if it's in the best interest of the Cleveland Browns. Because soon after Baker decided to say, hey, I would like a trade out of this building, potentially go to the Colts or somewhere else that would actually want me and actually embrace who I am as a human being, not go out and shop for another quarterback like Deshaun Watson. The Browns said, yeah, not going to happen, pal. Okay, we just spent 20 of the last 20 years trying to find our fucking quarterback. We found him. You came in here, led us to a playoff victory 2 years ago. Okay, you're our guy. We just told you that we were going to go out and explore the options of potentially landing Deshaun Watson. And that wasn't the case. He didn't want to go here, so we're out of the sweepstakes. Now you're our guy. To me, that tells Baker right off the bat, you're not good enough, pal. Okay, well, first of all, we don't want to give you an extension. Second of all, we're going to go and we're going to look at Deshaun Watson potentially coming in and being our new franchise quarterback and then shipping you out of town because you really haven't cut it for us the past couple years. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple days because I guarantee you right now they are in a standoff. Is Baker Mayfield going to remain a Cleveland Brown? Or does he go somewhere else? And I'd expect him to go somewhere else, especially if Cleveland and his relationship sours. Baker Mayfield is currently owed $18.5 million fully guaranteed this year, so I guarantee that's why the Cleveland Browns said, yeah, not happening, pal. The only way that was going to happen is if it was via trade for Deshaun Watson. So you're staying in town. You're going to be the Cleveland Browns' new quarterback, or not new quarterback. You're going to be the Cleveland Browns' quarterback for quite some time. We might get an extension done. Who knows? But I think after Baker Mayfield sent out that lengthy message, it kind of told the team that my time's up. I don't want to be a Brown no more. You guys drafted me. I did what I could. But you guys haven't fully invested yourselves in me. You don't believe in me. Now they have, obviously the right to do so. They can explore their options and try to make their team that much better. They just landed Amari Cooper. Their defense needs some work, but I think they'll hit on that in the draft. But I think Baker has to come to a realization that he has to earn his money. He has to find a way to bring the Cleveland Browns back to the playoffs. He has to find a way to win a playoff game. He has to find a way to stay healthy. Okay, he has to find a way to build chemistry with his wide receiver group, his tight end group, because handing the ball off to Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb just ain't going to cut it all the time. It does help, but it's not the greatest of things. Joining us now, a guy who is a guest host on Friday Football Talk.
The one and only.
Y4 is here in the building here. Oh, need a chair? Might need to go grab a chair. It's in the room over there.
I'm coming too.
There's some weirdo named John Weller comments on
What a
YouTube.
tool.
I know. Look at this. He came in all green. We'll have to slide over here so he can come and sit down and start talking some football. Because that is what this show is all about. Look at him coming in with his chair. He's even wearing green.
Yep, for money.
For money. No, not for money. It's fucking St. Patrick's Day.
Is it?
Something like that, I think.
It's fucking St. Patty's Day.
Yes, it is. Did you even
Good
know?
day to wear green. No, I don't pay attention to the calendar.
So you legitimately did not know and you wore green stuff.
The universe tells me things.
Yeah, that's great. So we just got done talking about Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns have been linked as a potential suitor. That is not the case anymore. The Browns this morning, or as of this morning, have officially been deemed out of the race or out of the sweepstakes for Deshaun Watson. Shortly after Baker said, hey, I'd like to be traded. I want out of here. The Browns said no. What is your quick thoughts on Baker Mayfield potentially wanting out of the Cleveland Browns organization?
Well, if he wants out, they want to get rid of him. Let him go. I don't know. Who'd pick him out?
The Colts. It'd have to be in a trade.
Colts? Send Jameis to the Browns.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could see that. That'd be a good trade. Carolina, if they don't land Deshaun Watson, would be a potential spot for Baker. Maybe the Saints. I don't necessarily know if the Saints would want to go
I
after
don't like
him.
him anywhere but the Colts.
Colts seems like a
I
good
think
fit.
Deshaun needs to go to Carolina.
Yeah. I have a good feeling that he might end up in Atlanta. Just being a home, being that's where his home, you know.
Suck though.
Yeah.
He's going from the Texans to the Texans. I mean, if he's cool being a star on a shit team, go ahead, go to Atlanta. But I think you'd win a little bit more games with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
I think that he could bring them into the playoffs.
But do you also think that if Deshaun were to end up in Atlanta, he'd potentially bring in other free agents that would want to play there? Like Julio Jones, he's still on the market. He
What
could come back.
salary cap do they got though?
They're up there. I think they have a decent amount if I had
Oh.
to guess.
Well then, yeah, get Julio back.
Yeah, they're about middle of the pack. And they could bring back Cordero Patterson, even though it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But they got Kyle Pitts over there. I think they just landed Zay Jones, wide receiver or former wide receiver of the Las Vegas Las Vegas Raiders. So it's interesting what this whole Deshaun Watson situation kind of looks like. 'Cause there's multiple suitors, but Baker and his relationship with Cleveland, I think it ended the second he put that little note out and saying like, you know, this is where my head and heart is. You know, this has always been part of my story. I'm glad I got drafted here. But like you said, I think Baker just has to realize that I don't think anybody's going to want him to give him an extension anywhere else. I think they want to see what he's capable of doing, especially coming off a year where he was riddled with injuries, didn't have the greatest outcome of a season. You think you got to ride it off into the sunset one more year, finish your rookie contract off, and then go bam, sign another contract extension. Prove to not only the Cleveland Browns organization and their fan base, but other fan bases, other teams that, hey, I'm a top quarterback in the NFL. And I just don't know if he's quite done that, you know, up to this point. I mean, yesterday I noted how I don't think he's a top 15 quarterback. I went through the standings.
I'm right in there at that 15 mark.
That's where I kind of...
16.
That's exactly where I landed on. Because I went through every single team and said, I take this guy over Baker, I take this one or not this one. And I got to, I think, 14 at one point, and I just couldn't figure out the 15th. It was like a... Do I pick this guy
Would you
over?
take Zach Wilson over Baker?
No.
Okay. Mitch Trubisky?
No.
Alright.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's plenty of, like, I wouldn't take any, like, the rookie quarterback. I thought about taking Mac Jones over him, but I wouldn't do that just because we haven't got to see too much. Even though, like, that's a iffy one, but I wouldn't even take Trevor Lawrence over Baker at this point in time. Like, I wouldn't take...
No, I wouldn't take Trevor Lawrence, but Mac Jones is interesting because he could pretty much fit on any team.
Yeah.
Because what he's going to do, and as he grows, which he's going to be one of those guys that takes care of the football, which Baker Mayfield has a lot of fire. He has athleticism, so he's going to be moving around a lot more, trying to make more things happen. He's going to turn the ball over. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I don't think Baker will ever be in the Super Bowl because of Baker. But if he goes to a team like the Colts,
It's not going to be because of him.
where, yeah,
Like where he's got Jonathan Taylor.
yeah. I mean, basically the same situation that the Browns are in, but I think that they're ran a little bit better than what the Browns have been handling things lately. I mean, it's been a mess in the locker room.
Right.
I mean, last year was a hard year with all the injuries and stuff and expectations sky high,
Right.
and they're not reaching them. I mean, there's going to be a lot of friction in there. You're not winning.
Do you think that friction kind of comes from building that superstar roster where they bring in OBJ, Myles Garrett's in there, obviously Jadeveon Clowney comes.
I mean,
All these
that's
high
what teams are doing now, though.
they're going all in.
I mean, look at LA. They just won a Super Bowl doing it.
Right.
So, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I just think it was the year before, you win a playoff game, super pumped up about that. Like, all right, now we're on the up and ups. And then injuries, people just fighting for dear life just for a chance to get back to the playoffs.
Right.
You
And they were in it
and
multiple
shout out
times,
to
so
Baker for the heart he had in those games. Like, he was playing hurt, for real.
Right.
And I think that he gained a lot of respect from a lot of the people there, but I still think that there's other guys on the team that would like someone
New.
that can take advantage of the weapons that they do have.
Right. Especially with bringing in Amari Cooper now, you have to
Yeah.
kind of take advantage of that. And Jarvis Landry's on his way out. David Njoku got franchise tag, which is kind of a shocking one to me because I think last year he requested a trade. They didn't get it done. They kind of brought in Harrison Bryant and Austin Hooper to kind of, I think, overshadow him. It kind of felt like yeah, they knew David was going to be a good tight end, but he just wasn't flourishing in the right way. He started having a lot of drops, and all of a sudden he kind of did a little bit better towards the end of the season. But I mean, the Browns need to do something. And they need to do it fast, even though the cap, you have to be under the cap at, so what was it, Wednesday, so yesterday. So now it's a new league season, and so now it doesn't really matter. You can go over, you can go under, and they can continuously sign these contracts and stuff. So they need to figure something out, but Baker's probably going to be their quarterback if I had to guess, but at the same time, what if you get a three-way trade, send Baker to the Colts, send Jimmy Garoppolo to the Browns, and then I don't know who the fuck you would send from the Colts to wherever. But, I mean, there's definitely, I think Jimmy G with the Browns would be interesting because they have those running backs in Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, and all he needs to do is hand the ball off. It's...
Yeah, and he'll take care of the football, I think, a little bit better, but let's say he gets hurt,
Right. And he's been with injuries, too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a tough situation.
It is, yeah. So this quarterback carousel, it's an ongoing thing, and it hasn't
They should have
stopped.
jumped on Russell.
Yeah, no, they should have. But hey, that's where Denver comes in. Denver landed him. That was a huge move. Speaking of Denver, that division.
Yeah.
My God, I cannot wait to watch it. Khalil Mack goes to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
The Chiefs, I mean, they're the Chiefs. They're going to find a way to bring in more veteran players on defense. They just brought in safety Justin Reed, who was a former Texan.
Yep.
They signed massively. The Las Vegas Raiders, they really haven't been doing too much. But
I feel so bad for the Raiders.
I know. They need to find... What if Cordell
They were
Patterson goes there?
That'd be a good pickup. Who's your coach again?
Josh McDaniels.
Where's he from?
OC of the New England Patriots. He's the guy that got the head coaching job for the Indianapolis Colts, and fucking halfway through the flight he said, nope, turn this sucker around, we ain't doing that. Went back to New England.
I don't want to make any presumptions or whatever the word is.
Assumptions, yeah.
I think the Raiders are going to be ass again.
Like another...
Like they were just starting to gain traction, and then...
Like a 9 and 8.
Should have kept Versace.
I thought so too. I thought they...
Hey, but welcome to Green Bay.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah. That's a big thing.
Finally. Special teams.
Let's hope he turns that special teams around.
He will.
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he'll practice.
From what I've heard, he's like one of those guys. He's a player-friendly guy, but he'll get on your ass when he needs to. So, good for Green Bay. On the other words, or on other hands, or whatever you want to say, So yesterday, Zadarius Smith had been announced as going to the Baltimore Ravens and signing a massive contract. Well, today, Zadarius Smith is not going to the Baltimore Ravens. He is still a free agent, not signing his deal with the Ravens. He is still on the market. Do the Green Bay Packers try to figure out some fucking way to bring him back home?
Duh.
I don't think they will, though. I don't think they quite have the money. They got to work on it.
We signed Paris Campbell. He's our new Zadarius. That's what they're thinking.
And Preston Smith got signed.
Even has dreadlocks like him. That's probably what they're thinking. They're like, well, sorry,
Looks like him.
But is Paris Campbell even younger than him?
He might be. By like a year or two.
Maybe you just thought
Like energy.
energy to that defense.
He does.
He fires them up, and you can just tell he's a great locker room guy, great leader. His personality just resonates through the defense. They have fun out there. We gotta get him back if we can. He's a Packer for life, man.
If you can. So, if you can get him back, would you rather have Zadarius or re-sign Rasul Douglas? That's a tough one.
Zadarius.
Think so?
And the only reason why I say that is because Rasul Douglas he's really, really good.
Right.
But we got Eric Stokes. We keep
Gotcha.
Jareer, I hope.
No, wait, he's still on there. I think he signed a contract extension either last year or the year before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep keeping him.
Yep, keep keeping him.
But yeah, I think Eric Stokes will be good. Yeah, keep Kevin King, because I don't think people are going to bite on him, and he can play ball. He can play ball. I mean, he gets beat every once in a while, but, not everybody's Revis Island out
No,
there.
exactly.
So, keep Kevin King. Keep kind of this foundation, but, yeah, if we can keep Zadarius, I'd rather have him than Rasul. Respect Rasul. Go be a number one somewhere, number two, but...
How'd you feel about re-signing Devondre Campbell? I knew that was kind of on your list, to-do list. That was
pumped me up.
As soon as I seen that, I'm like, oh yeah, John's gonna be happy about this one.
Yeah, just keep Zadarius and Adams now. Let's get it.
Right.
Is Bobby leaving?
Bobby, who?
I mean,
I don't think so. I haven't heard any movement on him. I think he's still on their.
because I thought his contract was on him too.
I haven't seen him pick up a tight end yet.
That
It just
pissed
hasn't been.
Rodgers off.
You think so?
Probs.
I don't think so.
DeBoer is gonna step up eventually, I think.
Yeah. We maybe take over that number one role, and you don't even worry about signing another tight end.
Yeah.
And you could pick one up in free agency, or you could pick one up in the draft because there's a lot of them. But hey, the Packers are figuring it out, and now they just got to figure out the Devontae Adams situation because he's not going to play on that tag.
They said they would.
No, they're going to figure it out. There's no doubt about it.
We need the Super Bowl now.
I guarantee you that when Adams said I ain't playing on the tag, I guarantee you Rodgers went into the front office right to Brian Gutekunst's desk and said, "Hey, figure it the fuck out." Yeah.
Hey. Any Packers fans out there, brace yourselves. Because after we win the Super Bowl, we're going to stink for at least 10, 15 years. We are going to stink.
Think Rodgers retires after the Super Bowl?
Might as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He does. He needs one. And I think on Pat McAfee's show, who was on there? Was it TJ Lane, maybe? What happened?
Devontae Adams is being traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh! Wow, him and Derek Carr reunite as they were once New Mexico Lobos together in college. That is a massive, massive move. Aaron Rodgers has to be fucking pissed off right now. Oh my heavens.
They traded him.
Just right now.
What we get for him?
Yeah, well, I don't fucking know, but
4th round pick?
I mean, it has to be.
I am actually super pumped about this. Remember what I said about the Raiders stinking?
Yeah, flip-flop that around. They're
Run
not
that
gonna
shit
stink.
back.
Yeah, run
Run
that,
that shit back. I want to get an Adams Packers and damn. I want to get a Packers and Raiders Adams jersey. I'm so
Like the one
pumped
that's
for
like
the guy.
fucking split in half.
No.
No.
I like that shit. Oh, I like authentic. But I am pumped.
That's
For
fucking
Adams.
crazy.
I wouldn't want him to go anywhere else, but the Raiders, I love it. I'm proud. Good for him. Sucks that he's not a Packer. He'll always be a Packer in my opinion.
Yep.
But
Apparently, this is per league sources tell ESPN it'll be for 2 prime 2022 draft picks. So 2 prime picks you have to expect. It's probably a first fucking rounder. Okay, so Green Bay gets probably another first rounder, or it's a second round and a third round pick, but they get 2 probably early round draft picks this upcoming season or this upcoming draft. That is massive, massive news. Wow. He gets a new contract worth $141.25 million over 5 years. He gets an average of 28.25 a year. So hey, congratulations, Devontae Adams.
is that the highest paid wide receiver in the
I
NFL?
fucking hope so. If not, geez Louise, I mean, can we fucking figure it out, folks? He is.
I am so proud. I'm pretty sure we can run this show back. And one of us was talking about him going to the Raiders.
I don't know. At one point, yeah, we did.
Yeah. I know it.
No, I know for a fact.
If you're a loyal watcher, let us know what episode that was so we can run that shit back. And,
Run that shit back. Golly, that's fucking. Well, what does Green Bay do now? Do they go out and fucking potentially try to figure out? Oh, now they can figure out the Rasul Douglas situation. Maybe they can fucking figure out the Zadarius Smith situation. Alan Lazard's still there. Maybe they bring back MVS. Because Allen Robinson, he is on his way out. He's actually going to sign with the Los Angeles Rams on a 3-year, $46.5 million deal. $30.7 million guaranteed. So that wide receiver's off the mark. What does Green Bay do?
wonder what Tom Grass is doing.
Oh, no. He's probably fucking...
No! Oh, man, I'm proud that he went to the Raiders.
That's... I couldn't have picked we couldn't have, or imagined a better place for him to go, just because Derek Carr and him, same college together, that chemistry right off the bat. I mean, I've been screaming from the mountaintops. He's been with me on that. The Raiders need a wide receiver. They need one in a bad, bad way. They fucking find one in wide receiver Devontae Adams, the #1 receiver in the NFL by a fucking long shot, folks. DeAndre Hopkins is pretty good. Not as good as Devontae Adams, all right? I'm just putting that out there right now. A lot of people probably upset about that, but Adams, hey, congrats, man. Congrats.
I bet Derek Carr is just pumped. Oh. He's probably full job. Just
Here's a possibility. Green Bay, go out and get Odell Beckham. Go get OBJ. Bring OBJ in for Aaron Rodgers.
for a #1 guy.
You need a #1 guy now. You gonna fucking stick with Allen Lazard out there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he's not gonna legit #1. He could be. Don't get me wrong. He could be. He could be the next Devontae Adams. But
Yeah, that boy has some fire. We get him.
Cole
Keep him
Beasley's also on the market.
We got Randall Cobb Jr. Lauren Cooper.
Oh,
Amari
Amari Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. And you can go draft one this year, especially with a prime draft pick. What pick do the fucking Raiders have this year? Oh my heavens.
You know something? Is there anybody else that's free agent wide receivers wise?
What do you mean? Cole Beasley actually just got released by the Bills this year. He's a free agent, so congratulations to him.
I'll wrap him any day.
What other fucking receivers are out there? There's a couple, man. Julio Jones. Bring Julio in the building. Revamp his fucking career.
You think he's cheaper?
Gotta be now. I mean, he just only had 434 receiving yards last year. I mean,
You'd think.
I mean, what do you do? There's so many options now. I mean, it is. Green Bay could do a lot. I want to see what the pick the Raiders have here, but
Where's Brandon Cooks?
I think he's still with the Texans.
We should try getting him.
I think he's still with the Texans.
We should
Don't-
try getting him. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, don't count me on that, but I'm pretty fucking sure he's with the Texans if I had to guess. The NFL. Let's go see their fucking. Do they have a draft board? I want to see what pick the Raiders have this year without having to fucking go on the internet and type that up.
Trade Rodgers.
Golly, that would be
For-
some shit.
For like 3 great offensive linemen and Deshaun Watson.
I don't see Deshaun going to Green Bay. I just
Wearing number 4.
no way. Probably wear number 1 like his college days or his number 2. I can't remember what he wore in college. Was it number 1?
I think he was 4.
He was number 4, wasn't he? I'm trying to picture him in that fucking Clemson jersey. Alright, geez Louise, NFL. Let me see your fucking draft board here. The Raiders have to have a good pick. At least middle of the pack, like 14, 15. Anyways, whatever. I'm sick of fucking looking for it. Oh, never mind. Found it right as soon as I went in there. So, oh, that ain't good. 22nd overall pick. So I got the 22nd overall pick in the first round. Green Bay currently has the 28th pick. So you move up 6 spots, plus you get 2 draft picks. There's a lot of receivers in this year's draft class. So,
I wonder.
and you could use one of those picks to even to trade up even further. Like you could
Yeah,
trade
yeah,
the
yeah.
Eagles pick. Because the Eagles have 3 first rounders.
We could trade Jordan Love.
Yeah, right.
Don't count that man out, man.
To who? Who's
Colts.
He ain't gonna want Jordan Love. They want a quarterback that's ready to win a Super Bowl because they are built to win a Super Bowl right now.
So is Jordan Love.
Well, I mean, we
It's
guess we
his
never
time
know.
to shine.
Guess we never fucking know. Maybe Tannehill's on his way out. I doubt it.
Tannehill to no, he wouldn't go to the Colts.
Yeah, well, no, because I don't know if the Tennessee Titans would allow it
Hell no.
unless they got something amazing in return. But man,
That'd be such a
NFL
similar team for Tannehill.
It would. It really would. They'd have a better running back.
Not as good as wide receivers though.
No. Yeah, no, he would not. You got Michael Pittman Jr.
He's not as good as.
T.Y. Hilton's a free agent.
Okay.
Him and Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think T.Y.'s just had to deal with too many. Like him and Andrew
The
Luck.
spark is gone.
Think it's him or do you think it's the quarterbacks he's had?
He's been. I
Just-
wouldn't want to take a chance on it. I mean,
You'd have to cheat.
yeah,
Maybe Cordero comes back and plays wide receiver.
for Green Bay against the
It's the Vikes.
Bears, which
Why the fuck did we let him go?
he's been. Has he ever been on the Lions?
Negative.
If he comes to the Packers, that's. Or maybe he'll go to the Lions.
No, they got DeAndre Swift. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They just picked up DJ Chark on a 1-year deal.
Nice.
So the Lions are kind of making some moves, but not defensively, even though they need something. But Green Bay has to figure out their wide receiver now.
Yeah.
I think they do, and they will. I think they obviously will figure that out. God damn, the NFL is just...
I think Lazard is going to be the number 1 guy next year. And then we'll sign MVS, and he'll be that.
You know,
big
do you think
play
Green
guy.
Bay just says, all right, let's have a down year?
No.
Think Rodgers still gets it done?
Yeah.
Especially if you guys go draft one of those wide receivers, like Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave or any of those guys. I mean, we have a stacked wide receiver class right now.
Yeah, let's get Olave. If we
Nice.
can. I did it on Madden once.
Yeah, well, that worked out. I did too. Fucking
To
smart.
Green Bay.
Not to Green Bay.
Oh, I did to Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
I also brought OBJ to Green Bay.
This Field Yates is not wrong here. The entire AFC West has clinched a 2022 playoff berth. Like that whole division is just. It's gonna be so fun to watch.
Yeah, they're like what the AFC North was like 2 years ago.
What is that? That's the Bills.
No.
AFC North. Is that Pittsburgh and Baltimore and Cleveland and Cincinnati?
Yeah, they were all good that
Except for Cincinnati.
They were right by each other, yeah, except for Cincinnati. But Raiders, they still haven't improved themselves.
For those wondering, yes, Aaron Rodgers has signed his contract. That's what they're saying right now. Oh man, NFL just got shooken up in a huge way. That is nuts. Oh, and
I'm
also,
happy for the guy.
Falcons might not be too bad. So here's the reason: if Sean ends up there, he obviously attracts a lot of free agents. Atlanta just signed cornerback Casey Hayward to a 2-year, $11 million deal. He has the same agent as Kyle Pitts and as Deshaun Watson. And he also has multiple other people around as well because he's an agent. Agents usually typically have fucking anywhere from 10 to 50 players under their belt. So it'd be a good move, I think. Revamp that city. Bring them back to what they could have been. And, I mean, they got to put up a fight against the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Tom Brady's back, baby. Tom Brady's back. Oh, man. That pumped me up. The NFL is fucking... Oh, here's another crazy-ass thing that happened.
Quez Watkins.
Quez Watkins, wide receiver for...
Philly.
No, I think he's still in Philly.
Okay.
But speaking of the Eagles, longtime veteran, Flex Your Cox.
Fix your cocks.
Has been released
Inside joke.
by the Eagles.
Pick him up, Green Bay.
But what does this mean? Doesn't technically mean he's out of the Eagles.
Oh.
It just, I think they're saving cap to potentially bring in other people. This also means that he could end up re-signing for them, restructuring his deal, having a whole brand new contract. But at this time, he is a free agent, can go out and seek other teams' opportunities or deals that they have put in front of him. Fletcher Cox is now a free agent. Green Bay would be a fun destination. Who is Green Bay's defensive tackle?
Kenny Clark.
They signed him, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Green Bay, I mean, it's going to be...
If they got Fletcher Cox and Kenny Clark right there, Rashawn Gary.
Golly.
We just need Lazard to fucking be the guy. Which I think he can. I got faith in you, man. If you have 1,000 yards and 10 plus touchdowns this year, I will buy an Allen Lazard jersey.
You heard it here, folks. He's going to get an Alan Lazard jersey if he does that.
I think he will.
I think he's proven he could be a really big deep threat.
He catch it. He can catch it.
You know, when you have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball back-to-back MVP.
MVS. He'll have another 700-yard season right around there if we can get
He's
him
a free
back.
agent.
Yeah, we might not take him back.
I doubt it.
Sometimes he'll be like,
And just
job
like Odell with the
wide
Browns.
open in the middle of nowhere.
Oh no. Fucking come on! Did you figure it out? Yeah, wow. That was a big shakeup today. I was not expecting that news. I'll tell you that right now. I knew they were going to try to figure it out or trade him. Per Tom Pelissero just tweeted, or on Twitter, he said, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was aware of trade talks surrounding Devontae Adams in recent days before the blockbuster deal was completed, per sources. Who knows if those sources are right or wrong. It appeared the deal was dead Wednesday. It came back to life, and now Adams is about to join the Raiders. So, folks, get ready for an absolute electrifying AFC West division.
Raiders, Packers, Super Bowl. Calling it here. Wait. No, I said Raiders in 2 years because they're playing in Vegas. No, they're going to do it this year. Raiders, Packers, Super Bowl. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 2.
Way back in the day, folks.
Way back in the day, Bart Starr was...
Slanging that thing.
It was good times. I don't remember seeing it. I was in my mom's. I wasn't even there.
No, you were not. You weren't even a
My
twinkle.
dad was in his dad's nutsack.
So he was around there somewhere. You know?
Yeah, but that's when that was happening. So they bring it back. Raiders, Packers, Super Bowl. Adams against the old team. Rodgers gets his second ring.
Over
Adios.
over Adams.
Yep. Adios. Says goodbye. And then the Packers. No Adams. No Rodgers. People are like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. People will start leaving. Jury will be like, yeah, I want to try. You know, then it's gonna be ugly. Ugly after this year. But we got a ring.
So I guess, the main question of today's show is, what do the Green Bay Packers go for? Do they go for a veteran wide receiver? Do they go for a rookie wide receiver in the draft? We'll find out in the next couple weeks.
What do you think they're doing?
Maybe months. I think you're going to go find a wide receiver, a veteran wide receiver in the free agent market, whether that's Julio Jones, whether that's a Cole Beasley and make Allen Lazard your legit number one, whether that's Odell Beckham Jr. I think that's ultimately what the Green Bay Packers are going to do. What is your thoughts?
I think we look in the draft first rounder for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure.
I think Amari Rodgers is the first round pick, second round? Was he a fourth round pick? I think no.
I thought he was third.
Might have been. He was a couple rounds, yeah. Starting to
He
flash
might have
back.
been second. I'm pretty sure he's a third because I think Eric Stokes is first, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. 30 something pick. Would have been 28, 29.
So yeah, maybe. I kind of want to say he's third. Let's say he's third.
Anyways,
No,
they just got to find a wide receiver. They will do that because they need one for Aaron. Maybe that's Julio Jones. Maybe that's Odell Beckham. Maybe that's a rookie from this year's draft class, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and others alike. We'll find out within the next couple weeks, I'd assume, maybe even sooner than that. But that is all we have for you guys today on the show. Thank you so much for joining me on this glorious St. Patrick's Day. If you're out celebrating, celebrate safely, smartly, and just, get all tuned up. This is Apple Juice.
Oh.
This guy. Jeez Louise. Who does he think I am? But anyways, have a great one. I'll be celebrating here with you guys tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow, but definitely today. Be safe out there. And have a great one.
Apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
I love apple juice.
Apple juice?
I love apple juice. I'm an apple juice.
We'll see you guys later. And you just got your fix with the Wicks. Peace out, folks.